Have you ever wondered how some people always seem to be on the right path, achieving prosperity, guidance, and leaving lasting legacies, while others struggle to find their purpose? What if I told you that the answers to this transformation are hidden in Psalm 23 and the teachings of one of the greatest thinkers on success, Napoleon Hill? Today, we'll explore how Psalm 23 is not just a religious text, but a powerful guide for creating a life of prosperity and direction. We'll see how David teaches us through his trust in the Lord the power of trusting the process of life and how to apply these principles in our journey to success. But we won't stop there. We'll also connect these ancient lessons with the practices taught by Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, who dedicated his life to understanding how the human mind can turn dreams into reality. He teaches us that the key to wealth and success lies in a clear mindset, daily discipline, and action. So, if you want to understand how faith, discipline, and a success-oriented mindset can create a prosperous, purposeful life, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end, because what we'll explore together could be the key to transforming your reality in ways you never imagined. Let me know if you'd like to adjust anything or need further help. The meaning of Psalm 23. Have you ever felt that something is missing in your life despite your pursuit of success and peace? Psalm 23, one of the most powerful texts in the Bible, offers the answers you may not even know you were searching for. Psalm 23, written by King David, is a prayer that speaks of trust, faith, and protection. Each verse carries a profound meaning that resonates with anyone seeking a stronger connection with the divine and a clear direction for their life. This psalm begins with a simple yet powerful statement: "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Here, David not only expresses absolute faith in God, but also reveals the fundamental truth that when we have the guidance of a trusted leader, our material and spiritual needs are fulfilled. Napoleon Hill, in his teachings on success, often speaks about the importance of having a leader or a mentor who provides direction and clarity. Hill refers to this as definiteness of purpose, having a clear goal that guides each of your actions. Just like the shepherd in Psalm 23, this purpose provides security and direction, guiding us through life's paths, even in moments of uncertainty. When we look at Psalm 23, we see that it teaches us to trust in the path of life, knowing that we have direction and that our needs will be met, whether material or emotional. Hill, in turn, argues that success begins when we find that clear purpose and act with faith, something David already knew intuitively. The connection between faith and action is evident here. Psalm 23 is not just a passive promise of protection, but an invitation to act, to follow leadership, and to act with confidence. Just as the shepherd guides the sheep through the fields, a clear purpose guides us to our own still waters, whether in finance, work, or personal relationships. Now you might be wondering, how does this apply to my daily life? How can I create a clear and confident plan for my life as Psalm 23 suggests? The answer to these questions will unfold as we continue our journey. In the next section, we'll explore how prosperity is addressed in this psalm and how you can apply it practically and immediately to transform your financial and personal life. Get ready, because the next key will be revealing. But before we move on to the next topic, I want to make a special request to you. I know many people seek transformation, and you're here because you also want to achieve something greater in your life. And if you're ready to take that first step with confidence, I want you to leave in the comments the phrase that could be the foundation of this change: "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This is not just a phrase, it's a commitment to your own transformation. By writing this, you are declaring to the universe that you are ready to live with faith, confidence, and action. I want to see everyone leave this comment, because together we will create a community of people committed to success and prosperity. And remember, every time you take a step, whether small or large, you are getting closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Now it's your turn to act. Leave that phrase below and get ready for the transformation that's coming next. And I promise by doing this, you'll feel that you are closer to manifesting what you desire. I'm waiting for your comment with this powerful affirmation. Let's walk together on this journey of change. You're not alone. Let's make it happen. Let me know if you need any adjustments or further assistance. The key to prosperity in Psalm 23. How can Psalm 23 be the key to the prosperity you've been seeking? When David says, "I shall not want," he's not just talking about meeting basic needs. He is showing us that true prosperity comes from unshakable faith, and clear direction, like the guidance of a shepherd. When we look at Psalm 23, it's impossible not to notice the promise of abundance. When David says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside still waters," he is describing a state of complete prosperity, where not only are material needs met, but also spiritual and emotional well-being. The prosperity in this psalm is not just about material wealth, but about harmony in all areas of life. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, states that prosperity starts with an abundance mindset. He believes that when you adopt a no-lack mindset, which is exactly what Psalm 23 describes, the universe begins to conspire in favor of your journey. Hill talks about the importance of visualizing and believing in your own prosperity before it manifests. Just as the shepherd leads the sheep to green pastures, our actions should be guided by the certainty that we can achieve prosperity. The prosperity in Psalm 23 is also associated with trust in God to supply all our needs. However, it's not just about waiting passively. There's an implied action in following the path that is shown to us, just as the sheep follow the shepherd. Prosperity, then, does not mean just waiting for things to happen, but taking the initiative to act according to the direction received. When we connect this to Hill's teachings, we can see that just as the shepherd guides, discipline and a positive mindset are the forces that drive this prosperity. Hill teaches us that successful people not only dream of prosperity, but take daily actions based on a clear and focused vision. And that's exactly what Psalm 23 teaches us. Trust in the right path and act to achieve it. Now that we understand how prosperity is addressed in Psalm 23 and how faith is a key factor in it, ask yourself, how can I apply this trust and this vision of abundance in my own path to success? In the next section, we will explore the direction that Psalm 23 offers and how it connects to Napoleon Hill's definite purpose. But before we continue, I want to make a simple yet powerful request. If you feel that this video is transforming the way you think and act, please leave a like now. This simple gesture is a commitment to your transformation. By clicking the like button, you are telling the universe, I'm ready to take action, ready to move forward and create the life I deserve. And if you're truly committed to this transformation, subscribe to the channel right now. Together, we'll continue this journey of prosperity and transformation. With each video, you'll be closer to living your best version, closer to the success you've always dreamed of. And I promise you, if you take action now and subscribe, you'll be on the right path to creating the life you deserve. So, let's move forward. Together, click the like button and subscribe now so you don't miss the next key to your success. The next step is crucial, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Direction. How Psalm 23 shows the clear path. Have you ever felt lost on your journey, unsure of which way to go? Psalm 23 reveals the importance of having direction, and more importantly, the trust that you are being guided by a higher power towards success. In Psalm 23, the concept of direction is strongly present. David says, "He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake." Here we see not just a shepherd guiding his sheep, but also the promise that when we follow this leadership, we are on the right path. This implies that even in adversity, we must trust that our direction is guaranteed if we walk with faith. Napoleon Hill speaks about the importance of a definite purpose in his work. For him, those who achieve great success know exactly what they want and pursue this goal with determination. Psalm 23 shows us that just as sheep need a shepherd to guide and protect them, we also need clear direction. Without it, we risk getting lost in distractions, uncertainties, and lack of focus. The direction in Psalm 23 is one of certainty and trust, and this is exactly what Hill emphasizes in his principles. The idea of having a clear purpose and following a well-defined plan is essential to achieving success. The connection between the two concepts becomes evident when we understand that the direction in Psalm 23 is not passive, it requires action. Hill, in the same way, teaches that success without action is impossible. Action must be guided by a clear vision and purpose. What Psalm 23 teaches us is that no matter the obstacles that come our way, the right direction will guide us to success. And when we talk about success, we are not only referring to material gains, but to a full life with purpose, which also involves emotional and spiritual balance. Hill argued that true direction is one that leads us to act with confidence, knowing that we are on the right path. Now that we know how Psalm 23 provides us with direction and how this connects with Napoleon Hill's definite purpose, the question arises, how can we follow this direction with confidence and daily action? In the next section, we will explore how legacy is built from this direction and prosperity, creating a lasting impact on our lives and the lives of those around us. The legacy, what we leave behind. Have you ever thought about the impact you'll leave on the world? Psalm 23 is not only about the present, but also about the legacy we build as we walk the right path. In Psalm 23, there is a key part that mentions the path of righteousness. This refers not only to moral correctness, but also to the legacy we leave behind by following this divine righteousness and acting according to the principles that guide us. The shepherd, being our direction, not only leads us to personal success but also to a legacy of positive impact in the world. Every step taken with faith and purpose strengthens our story and influences those around us. The concept of legacy in Psalm 23 goes beyond simply being guided to a safe place. It teaches us that by following the path of righteousness, we are leaving a trail of kindness and influence. This legacy is built by our daily actions, the choices we make, and the way we live our life with purpose. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, discusses a similar principle when he speaks of the mastermind. He emphasizes that lasting success is achieved when we work together with others to create something meaningful. He believes our life and actions should reflect a higher purpose, and when this happens, we create a legacy that transcends our own lives. Hill also states that successful people are those who think in terms of lasting contributions. The legacy, as Psalm 23 suggests, is the sum of the actions we take to impact the world positively. What we do for others, whether through our leadership, our example, or our work, forms the legacy we leave for future generations. When thinking about legacy, it is essential to reflect on the question, what am I leaving behind? What values, principles, and actions am I passing on to others? Psalm 23 challenges us to think not only about our own journey, but about how that journey impacts others. Hill teaches us that a true legacy is one that continues to flourish, even after we are gone. Now that we've seen how Psalm 23 teaches us about legacy, it's time to reflect on how we can begin to build our own legacy of success, prosperity, and influence. In the next section, we'll explore how faith and action go hand in hand to achieve great results and how you can apply this in practice. How faith and action go hand in hand in Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill. Did you know that faith without action is just a dream? In Psalm 23, faith and action are intrinsically linked, just as the teachings of Napoleon Hill show us. Let's discover how these two forces together can transform your life. In Psalm 23, we see absolute trust in God, but this trust is not passive. When David says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me," he is not just making a promise of protection, but also highlighting the need to follow the leadership with action. He doesn't simply believe that the shepherd is there to protect him, but he actively trusts and follows the path that the shepherd lays out for him. This balance between faith and action is a vital principle in Napoleon Hill's teachings. Hill states that in order to achieve success, it's crucial not only to have faith in what you want, but also to take firm action towards those goals. In his famous work Think and Grow Rich, Hill teaches that disciplined action, when combined with a positive mindset, can move mountains. Faith is the internal force that drives us, while action is the vehicle that takes us to success. Psalm 23 exemplifies this perfectly. Faith in the shepherd gives us the confidence to move forward, but the action of walking in the paths of righteousness is what truly leads us to a place of prosperity and peace. Without action, the teachings of the psalm would be just words. Success, both spiritual and material, happens when faith and action align. Practical example, imagine you have faith that you can achieve prosperity, but are waiting for it to happen without taking any concrete action. Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill teach us that true prosperity comes when, with faith, you get up every day and walk the path, making the right decisions and acting every day to achieve what you desire. The idea that faith without action is useless is reinforced by Hill's philosophy, which believes that continuous action, even if small, accumulates and creates significant results over time. Psalm 23, with its promise of peace and prosperity, reminds us that faith is the foundation, but daily action leads us to the final destination. Now, with this understanding of how faith and action go hand in hand, you are better prepared to face the obstacles on your path. In the next section, we will discuss how daily discipline is the true key to success, following the principles of Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill. Daily discipline as the foundation for success. Did you know that success is not a one-time event, but a series of small daily actions? Psalm 23 teaches us that true prosperity and peace come with consistency and discipline, exactly what Napoleon Hill advocates in his principles. In Psalm 23, when David speaks about being guided through paths of righteousness, he is showing us that the journey to success is marked by the discipline of following a clear path day after day. This discipline is not something sporadic, but a constant commitment to following the right direction, even when obstacles arise. The shepherd in Psalm 23 doesn't act as a temporary guide. He is a constant presence, always there to lead, protect, and keep the sheep on the right path. Napoleon Hill, in his most famous work, Think and Grow Rich, shares the idea that daily discipline is one of the most powerful keys to achieving any goal. He talks about how successful people have the habit of making daily decisions that bring them closer to their dreams, leaving no room for procrastination. Hill teaches that success doesn't come from one big achievement, but from small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. This aligns perfectly with what Psalm 23 teaches us about trusting the journey and having the patience to see transformation happen. This daily discipline, which Hill and Psalm 23 teach us, also means acting with consistency, even when the results are not immediate. In Psalm 23, trust in the shepherd is not based only on the promise of safety, but also on the certainty that, by following this path, each sheep's needs will be met. Discipline, in the context of personal success, is the same. Doing what's necessary every day, regardless of the circumstances. Practical example, imagine you've set a financial or personal goal. Psalm 23 teaches us that by following the right direction, we can achieve our goals. However, what is often lacking for many people is the discipline to act every day. Doing the small things that, accumulated over time, will lead to success. Hill talks about how, when we lack discipline, procrastination prevents us from achieving what we want, and how we must be relentless in our daily actions to ensure our success. Now that we understand how daily discipline can be the differentiator for achieving prosperity and success, in the next section, we will explore how Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill help us overcome obstacles and keep moving forward, even when it seems like everything is against us. Overcoming obstacles with the spiritual strength of Psalm 23. Have you ever felt discouraged when facing difficulties that seem insurmountable? Psalm 23 and the teachings of Napoleon Hill show us that obstacles are just part of the journey and can be overcome with faith, discipline, and persistence. In the verse that says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil," David teaches us that even in the most difficult situations, we should not give in to fear or hopelessness. Instead, we must maintain faith and trust that there is a higher purpose guiding us. The valley of the shadow of death can be interpreted as life's difficulties, moments of uncertainty, and adversities that we all face along the journey. However, the psalm makes it clear we are not alone on this path. This message of trust and perseverance is also central to Napoleon Hill's teachings. He talks about how great successes come from those who can keep moving forward even after failures and hardships, staying focused on the end goal. In his work, Hill emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive mindset, even when life seems challenging, and how persistence in the face of adversity is one of the main keys to success. Hill knew that obstacles are inevitable. However, what differentiates the successful from others is the ability to turn these difficulties into opportunities for growth. Daily discipline and faith in the process help us move forward, even when the path seems hard. In moments of discouragement, the secret is to trust that perseverance will take us where we need to go, just as the shepherd guides the sheep through difficult terrain. Psalm 23 also suggests that by following the right path with faith, we are protected from any harm, not because obstacles disappear, but because we are being guided to face them in a stronger and wiser way. True strength doesn't come from the absence of difficulties, but from the courage to keep moving forward, knowing that we are being guided to a better destination. Practical example, when you face a challenge, whether financial, emotional, or personal, Psalm 23 teaches us that the key is to maintain faith in the process, knowing that even in the darkest moments, there is a clear direction. Hill also teaches us to persist and apply discipline every day, especially when everything seems to be going wrong. Constant action and faith in the future can transform even the biggest obstacles into great victories. Now, with this understanding, you are better prepared to face life's challenges. In the next section, we will explore how we can Apply these principles of faith and perseverance to create a reality of success, applying the power of a positive mindset and daily actions. How to apply the principles of Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill in daily life. Have you ever wondered how you can transform the principles of Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill's teachings into practical actions in your everyday life? Now is the time to learn how to apply these concepts effectively and achieve the success you desire. In Psalm 23, we see how faith, discipline, and divine direction combine to guide us through life's difficulties. David shows us that by fully trusting in our spiritual leadership, we can be certain that we will be led to abundance and peace. However, it's not enough to simply have faith. We must act according to that faith, making daily decisions based on the purpose we are following. Applying these principles in daily life begins with action. Napoleon Hill speaks about the importance of having a definite purpose and aligning each of our actions with that goal. The key is to act every day in line with the principles that guide us, whether it's in relation to work, relationships, or our mental and spiritual health. Success is not an accidental occurrence, but a daily decision to follow the path of discipline with faith and trust in the process. A practical example of this would be starting your day with a structured routine, as suggested by Hill, which includes positive affirmations, meditation, or prayer, like Psalm 23. This not only strengthens your mind and spirit, but also puts you in a state of conscious and focused action to face the challenges of the day. Additionally, Hill teaches us to focus on daily actions and small victories, rather than waiting for a big change. These small, consistent actions, when done every day, lead to lasting and transformative results. Just as Psalm 23 teaches us to follow a clear direction, this implies that even amidst the busyness of daily life, we need to stop, reflect, and make conscious decisions that align us with our higher purpose. Hill advocates that for success, we should see each day as an opportunity to take actions that bring us closer to our goal, applying a positive mindset in everything we do. Therefore, the question we should ask ourselves every day is, what am I doing today to align with my purpose and achieve success? By applying the principles of Psalm 23 and Hill with daily actions, we can transform our lives in a profound and continuous way. Now that we understand how to apply these principles practically, in the next section we'll explore how to use the law of attraction and how it connects with the path to prosperity and success. The law of attraction, how to use it to create wealth and prosperity. Did you know that the power to attract what you desire is already within you? Psalm 23 and the law of attraction work together in a fascinating way to guide us toward prosperity. And Napoleon Hill has long told us that by aligning our thoughts with our actions, we create an unstoppable force to manifest success. Psalm 23 is an invitation to trust the process of life and the divine promises, but it is also a powerful affirmation that faith and focus can guide us to a life of abundance. When David says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures," he is describing a reality of prosperity that is attracted by trust in a higher purpose. The law of attraction, as many know, is the principle that what we focus on and deeply believe begins to manifest in our reality. Napoleon Hill speaks a lot about this in his concept of mastermind and the need to think in abundance in order to attract it. Hill believes that when we align our mind and actions with what we desire, opportunities begin to appear in unexpected ways. This is directly linked to the concept of visualization that he advocates for achieving great goals. Psalm 23 is, at its core, a powerful visualization of prosperity and direction. By stating that we shall lack nothing and that we are led to still waters, David is inviting us to visualize a life of harmony and success. He doesn't just describe this as a possibility, but as a certainty. And this is exactly what Hill proposes. Having the certainty that what you desire is already yours and acting as if it has already been achieved. By combining the power of faith in Psalm 23 with the power of visualization and a positive mindset, you begin to create a true energy of attraction toward your goals. If you believe you are being guided to prosperity, that mindset starts attracting people, opportunities, and resources to help you achieve your purpose. Practical example: when you start your day with a positive mindset, visualizing your goals as already achieved, the universe begins to respond. This process doesn't simply mean waiting for things to happen, but rather acting with the confidence that you are aligned with what you desire. This is what Hill calls manifestation through focused and persistent actions. Now that we understand the power of the law of attraction on our journey to prosperity, in the next section, we will learn how to transform our limiting mindset into a success mindset to to achieve the results we desire consistently. The success mindset, how to be a magnet for wealth. Have you ever stopped to think that the way you think might be the key to attracting or repelling prosperity? Psalm 23 and Napoleon Hill show us that our success mindset is the foundation for transforming the reality we desire, and this transformation starts with the way we see ourselves and believe in our own abilities. The success mindset is one of the greatest forces for creating prosperity. In Psalm 23, David provides a clear example of absolute trust. By knowing that I shall not want, he is declaring that his mind is aligned with the certainty that the future will be prosperous. He has an unwavering positive mindset that leads him to still waters and lasting success. Napoleon Hill also emphasizes this idea by stating that the success mindset is the foundation of all achievements. He describes how positive thinking, combined with a clear vision, can transform an individual into a magnet for opportunities, wealth, and fulfillment. Hill talks about the importance of eliminating limiting beliefs and replacing them with a mindset of abundance. The more you believe that you deserve success, the more it will begin to show up in your life. Just as Psalm 23 teaches us to trust the process, Hill teaches us to trust the power of our mind to attract what we desire. When the success mindset is nurtured and cultivated, it attracts wealth in unexpected ways. This happens because, by believing in success, you begin to make decisions, act in certain ways, and seek opportunities that align with your vision. Your mental energy and daily actions begin to create the perfect environment for success to materialize. A positive mindset is not just about waiting for something good to happen, but acting as if it is already happening. Practical example, if you start your day with a thought of absolute success, telling yourself, I am worthy of prosperity and success, you will naturally attract the right opportunities into your life. This does not mean that difficulties will disappear, but rather that, with the right mindset, you will have the strength and clarity to overcome them. Hill firmly believed that a positive mindset creates the confidence necessary to persist, even when obstacles seem insurmountable. Now that we've explored the powerful success mindset, we can see how Psalm 23 and the teachings of Napoleon Hill complement each other, offering us the tools to transform our reality. The success mindset, along with disciplined action and faith, is the combination that leads to lasting success. Are you ready to transform your mindset and start attracting the prosperous life you deserve? Have you ever imagined what it would be like to live your life with a clear purpose, following a path of prosperity and leaving a lasting legacy? Maybe you're closer to that than you think. What if I told you that the next step to achieving that future is how you apply today's teachings in your daily routine? The journey to prosperity, direction, and legacy is a daily choice. Psalm 23 teaches us that with faith and trust, we can be guided to an abundant life, but it's not enough just to believe. As we've seen, Napoleon Hill shows us that true transformation starts with consistent daily actions, an abundance mindset, and a clear vision of what we want to achieve. Now, I want to hear from you. What topic would you like to see on the channel? Perhaps something deeper about the law of attraction, or even how to integrate Hill's lessons into other areas of life. Leave your comment below and share your ideas. I'm really curious to know what you're looking for and how I can bring more content that helps transform your life. Before you go, don't forget to like the video if you feel this content resonated with your journey. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video, where